Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to you online as well. Thank you, Haniel Mastriani Levy. And my name is Penelope. My pronouns are she, her, and I am welcoming you to the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. And our on-stage activity is going to happen right now. We have a wonderful guest musician with us this afternoon, and Haji Basim is here with us. We have a myriad of sampling of instruments here. So as he makes his way, let me share with you that he is visiting us internationally right now. So we are so honored to have him here with us in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's gonna get set for about a 25-minute set of music. So sit back and relax and enjoy the music of Haji Basim. And if you are so interested, I would love to have you continue your applause and join us for an afternoon workshop at 5 o'clock with Haji. Welcome on the sound journey with Haji.
Thank you so much. It feels good to be introduced as a activity, and I'm grateful to be an activity today. All right. Let's just go right into it. Be still, let your light be revealed. In the quiet of your soul, know you are whole. your light will be revealed. Trust on the line within. On yourself and love you can depend on. Be still. Thank you. Those were words of a master teacher, and they reflect in our lives as well, as in the power of the voice in our word, like an affirmative prayer, and the ability to connect with the universe and the source and allow ourselves to create what is we wish to desire to experience. Real quick. Okay. I made a trip to Varanasi, India in 2015 to find a sitar and a sitar teacher. And while I was in Varanasi, I spent the first 3 days traveling around the city, having some of the best chai tea in the world with some amazing sitar shop owners and sitar players. And very often we would have conversations about Western music and Indian music, Michael Jackson, because for some reason he's known everywhere in the world. Mikey Jackson, I used to call him. And one particular shop owner I sat down with, he said, "Oh, Haji Bhai." And Haji put a Bhai on the last part of somebody's name if you have affection for them. And we had had tea maybe 3 or 4 times, and I just loved being in his presence. And he said, "Oh, Haji Bhai." I'm terrible with accents, so don't expect the Indian accent. "Oh, Haji Bhai." I won't do it well. He said that, "Oh, Haji Bhai, music for an Indian is far more than just for entertainment and pleasure. Music for an Indian is food for the soul." And when he said that, I was transported back to me growing up in a small Southern Baptist church with like little wooden pews, not as nice as the ones we have out here, cold in the wintertime. And I just remember just that connection with call and response, and just a beautiful process. So this next song is entitled Forest of the Mind, Forest of the Mind. There is a place any can find, buried beneath the forest of the mind, where does one search for their worth only inside? any can find us, buried beneath the forests of the mind. Where does one search for their worth? Only inside, to a sense of all creation, and that we provide. Whoa, Shanti, oh. There is a place any can find, buried beneath the forests of the mind, forests of the mind. Thank you. All right. So finally I was walking around the city of Varanasi looking for a sitar and a sitar teacher. And I wound up finding myself like I was being watched by somebody, in the shadows or something like that. But I just shook it off and kept going. And I went to one particular sitar shop and found a sitar, and we started talking, having conversation, and just wanted buying a sitar. So I had a sitar, and I needed now a sitar teacher. So I began to, the next day, I woke up, went on the River Ganga, because the River Ganga flows through the city of Varanasi. And I was sitting out there just looking at the sights and the sounds, and I was by myself on the Nats. The Nats are the kind of stairs that go from the River Ganga up to the city. So I was sitting on the Nats, and I was by myself, I thought, and I closed my eyes, and all of a sudden I heard a voice next to me say, "Can you hear it?" So wait a minute. I looked over, and there's a guy sitting next to me, like he just materialized out of somewhere. Okay, he said, "Can you hear it? Can you hear the morning?" And as a meditator, I said, well, that's a challenge I'm going to take up. So I closed my eyes and began to just sit for a second and listen. And I began to hear the seagulls flying above me. I began to hear the boatmen in the morning begin to row their boats along the River Ganga. I began to hear the cows behind me starting to move throughout the city streets. And finally, I heard this, and of course, it was the man sitting next to me. And I looked over at him, and he was smiling and looked at me without dropping a dime and said, "My name is Baba Krishna, and I will teach you to play the sitar." So from that mystical experience, he was actually, come to find out, he was like looking at me going to different sitar owner shops and having conversations and being like, but he never told me that until maybe a month after we started working together, mystical and whatnot. But we had some amazing experience. And I remember particularly one time we were sitting on the Ganga, we were playing our musical instruments, and he said, "Oh, Haji Bhai, I want you just to stop. I want you to play one note for a certain amount of time, one note." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes. Do you know what sound healing is?" And I was like, "No, what is sound healing?" He said, "Sound healing is sound backed by pure healing intention. Sound healing is sound backed by pure healing intention." So I sat and I began to play. And we were playing some really lively ragas the day before, and I was really excited to get back into that. So begrudgingly, I started to play the one string. And after about a minute or 30 minutes, I don't know how long it was, he stopped me, and he noticed I had created some space within myself to understand. He said, "Now you know what sound healing is." So this song is kind of dedicated to Baba Krishna. It's entitled, "Down by the River, Down by the River." Down by the river I sat, trying my best to forget just what you mean to me. Funny but not surprising, the impossible recognize that my every thought is of you. Oh, my every thought was of you. Of this I am convinced, I'm missing the irrelevance. There is a light inside of you, glimmering brightness, forced in the likeness of such abundant love, oh, such love, oh, such love. Oh, such love. Thank you so much. All right. Test check. There we go. I have one more piece for you today. And one of my passions outside of playing music is creating a space for people to connect and to embrace their own authentic creativity. And I find a lot of people have a song inside themselves that they're not honoring. And there's something put inside of each of us that we're meant here to express and share. So I like holding spaces for people for that. I'm doing a retreat, a ukulele retreat here in November, the early of November and December, where if you're desiring to learn how to turn your affirmations into songs and learn how to play an instrument like a ukulele, I will teach you in 3 days how to make that happen. I'll have some information about that in the lunch area, the area we're eating. I have somewhere you sign up right there. But for now, I'm gonna do something on this loop station. And if you're staying for the service, the session afterwards, I'll be doing a lot more with this, and I'm gonna be asking questions of you all as well to give me some inspiration to allow some vibrational healing essence to come about. But this particular song is entitled The Sun. All right, here we go. Bless your heart, you are the sun. From beyond the stars are you from? You were formed in the likeness of true love. From the source of creation are you from? Bless your heart, you are the sun. For within your soul is the vibration. You were formed in the likeness of true love. From the creation are you from? Bless your heart, you are the sun.
From the source of creation are you from? Thank you.
Haji Basim, yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. Wow. That was a sound bath. That to me was a sound bath, even so. I can't wait to be with him today at 5 o'clock for that workshop. It's going to be beautiful. Welcome again, welcome again. I want to join you with me as we sing together Grateful. You feel like doing that? I'd love to have you join me. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, yeah, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. Yes, the love of God is here. Let's have a great service, everyone. Welcome once again to the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta.
We come to our time now of affirmative prayer. So let's know this together. The vibration that is in this room, the vibration that is coming to you and through you, whether you are streaming this now or later or feeling it in this present moment, is God. You are the one. You can recognize the sun because you are the sun. You are that ray, that connection to your God beingness. This is your truth. This is each one of us in human form with this soul connection to our highest and best self. And so today, as we affirm all of the paradox of life, there is the joy of pride being celebrated in Atlanta during the month of October. There's the heartbreak of war going on in Israel and Ukraine, and there is all kinds of paradox in the human experience right now. But our highest truth is love and God and knowingness and beingness. And we are connected to that. We can never be separate from that. There is only one life, and that life is God's life, and that is your life and my life now. We can hold love in our hearts. We can hold joy and grief. We can hold light and what looks like chaos, but chaos that may be building to something better for this planet. And so I wrap you right now in your sun, your ray of light, your highest truth that has not abandoned you and will never abandon you. You are that light. You are that light. And so right here and right now, I am grateful. I am thankful. I am thankful for the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, for Centers for Spiritual Living, for Science of Mind, for New Thought, for music, for knowingness, for our God connection. And with great power that comes from our highest self, I release this treatment to spiritual law, knowing it must be done for you and for me and for the planet right now. And if you agree, please join me in saying, and so it is.
We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. So it is. Thank you, Karen.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday afternoon experience. My name is Karen Ratz. I proudly serve as a practitioner here at Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. We are so glad that you are here, whether you're watching online, whether you're here live and in person, whether you've time-stamped this and are watching it later. We love you. We are glad that you are joining us. We have an amazing Sunday experience. You've already gotten part of it, yes? Haji Basim. Woo! In case you're wondering, I think the stage is levitating, so, and Penelope and Haniel, thank you. We are so glad to have our music team. We have an amazing Sunday for you. This experience every Sunday is so uplifting and amazing to me. Reverend Dr. Ursula Lentine is speaking to us today. She is a healer, she is a minister, she is one of our staff ministers, and an amazing, energetic being, as you will see. We also have the grace of Reverend Dr. David Alexander, our leader in the house. Welcome, Dr. Alexander. A rare moment. He is en familia with his family today, so he's joining us as well. So we are all here, and we're so glad you are joining us. Happy Pride, y'all. It is Pride for us in Atlanta. We have it in October because it's too hot in June and July. So my wife and I are celebrating 35 years this week, and so we say Happy Pride to all of you. So we're going to get going with the talking part of the service shortly, but let us go to our affirmation. So we're talking about paradox this month. Whew, and isn't this the moment? Yeah, this is the moment for paradox. Can we hold two things in our soul? And we can, because they're one thing, yeah? So let's know this together. Today I embrace a paradox mindset. As I welcome paradox into my life, I awaken to the divine harmony that flows through all things, reminding me of the interconnectedness of all life. Today, I see the allness of God through paradox. All right, let's do it one sentence at a time. I'll say it and you repeat it, please. Today I embrace a paradox mindset. As I welcome paradoxes into my life, I awaken to the divine harmony that flows through all things, reminding me of the interconnectedness of all life. Today I see the allness of God through paradox. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Let's bring back up Haji.
All right. I'm excited to hear our word for the day, so I won't be too long. All right, this song is entitled, Let Love Lead. Let Love Lead. Something in my heart is telling me to come in, side and light the spark that starts a new beginning. Let love lead the way. Hey, 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 hey. In everything you say, everything you say. There is something here beneath our circumstances, one that shines so bright and clear. Oh, so many are the chances to let love lead the way. Oh, in everything you do, think or say, hey, 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 hey. Let love lead the way. Hey, 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 hey. In everything you do, think or say, hey, 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 let love lead the way. Whoa. Everything you do, think or say, hey, 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 oh, let love lead. Thank you very much.
Right. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all the musicians today. Thank you. All right. Thank you for being here today. One of the paradoxes that we're going to start off with is gay pride. Our congregation has such great pride. I said, oh my goodness, I have to call my friends and make sure they're coming because our whole congregation's at the Pride Festival. So thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate that. I would like to, so let me introduce myself. I'm Reverend Dr. Ursula Lentine, and I proudly serve here as a staff minister at Spiritual Living Center. This is my home base. I've been here since 2003 in many capacities. My pronouns are she and her, and I love all people and all things, and I continue to serve no matter where I am or what I'm doing. And this is a part of my foundation of who I am, this teaching. I've been learning since 2000 and, well, let's see, that would be 85. So you accumulate all this information and then you just show up. That's the paradox. We just need to show up. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. There we go, so I can see everybody better. Thank you. I'd like to go over the definition, if we could, of paradox, please. Just so we're all on the same page here. A statement that seems to contradict itself, but may nonetheless be true. A person, thing, or situation that exhibits inexplicable or contradictory aspects. So in my world, I'm born and raised in paradox because I'm multidimensional. I'm in this 3D version, but I've always been aware of heightened other dimensions, if you will. My father used to not understand because I thought everybody was living in a multidimensional world, and apparently he was not. So he said, listen, you just stop talking now because you're not making sense and you need to be quiet. And I said, well, you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm making perfect sense, and maybe I'll start talking later. So here I am, talking a lot for profession. This is a 4-part series this month, which is a lot of fun because we hear a talk and then we're thinking, there's nothing I could add to that. There's no more, he covered everything. But sure enough, the deeper we go into our heart, we're going to find more. So this is, we started off with Reverend Dr. Raymond. He's a guest speaker here. And he was talking about one of our beautiful sayings that we don't say but in this teaching because that contradicts, right? That's a paradox right there. Instead, we always say and. So it's cold out today and I'm happy, right? So we don't, we want to add them, blend them. Another saying that we do is if they say, do you want this or that? We say both. Not because we're greedy, but we know we can have it all because we are it all and we're always coming from the allness of our consciousness. And he asks us, he even says, don't say just both, say both. Say and, like I just said, and then he added a little clever twist, plus. I have another friend who lives in the mountains, and I don't even know how he survives because he's just living up there, no job, no nothing. His family supports him. And he always says, God will always one-up you. And that's the plus Reverend Raymond was speaking about. Then Dr. David came in last week, and was talking about the paradox of the two realities going on at the same time. And in the middle of his talk, one of our constituents went out and bought a hula hoop, which is impossible because hula hoop doesn't come for sale in the fall. It's a spring, summer. During the talk, she left, went to the store. There was 32, took the time to count how many. There was 32 hula hoops and brought them back before he was done speaking so he could do an amazing demonstration where the two hula hoops, if you will, the 3D, I call it 3D, three-dimensional which is our concrete world, our world of effect, and then the possibility, again, for me, the multidimensionalness of our consciousness, the depth of our soul. So he was talking about how they seem separate, but actually the more awake we become, the more aware we become, they are interchangeable. The Vesica Pisces in the middle, like that. And then continuing the talk that they're actually overwhelming, overimposed on each other. You know what? We didn't do the awake aware thing. Let's do that. Okay. I'm awake. I'm available. I am enough. And I am ready. Great. Thank you. Let's play ball. So awake and awareness is really the key. If you want to say what is metaphysics, it's increasing our awareness, becoming more awake. So I'm so sorry. I'm just going to apologize right now. We're going to talk about some dark things today because we need to stay awake. This world wants to lull us to sleep so it can be overridden and taken over. And we just can't stand for it. I don't know about you, but I can't sleep when there's something bad going on. I want to get up, I want to gear up, I want to speak up, and I want to say no, 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 no. Because if I don't say it and you don't say it, who's going to say it? Okay, so we have to say it. They say with great responsibility comes great power comes great responsibility. We have to take responsibility. I don't even watch the news, okay? I can't. I start crying if I watch the news. I'm a sensitive person, and even in my sensitivity and in my sweetness and my kindness and my service, I hold the weight of the world because I am aware of the bad things that are happening. So I'm going to talk about some bad things that are happening because I want all of us sweethearts here to become sweeter because we now know for sure. We've said it, we've seen it, I say it out loud. When I was in Michigan growing up, one of our entertainments was playing cards. And I was like, it's the most boring, ridiculous, waste of time ever. But often in my understanding of life, playing cards comes into practice. So I'm gonna, instead of like holding my cards secret, I'm gonna lay each card down and say, look at this ugly thing, look at this ugly thing, look at this ugly thing. And I'm gonna lay my cards on the table so we can be aware and awake. Is that all right with you? Yes. Okay. And I like interactive. Thank you for showing up today. I'm going to say, and that's, and I would like you to say a paradox. Okay? Because a lot of people don't understand how many levels of paradox we're living in. And in preparing this talk, there's like nothing that's not a paradox anymore. Of course, when you start looking through the lenses of that thing that you're looking for, that's all you see. So I just want to take also just a few seconds to have a moment of silence for the wars going on, the most ridiculous thing. We've been given this beautiful life, and we seek out to destroy it. I just don't understand war at all. And war itself is a paradox. So if we could just raise our hands up like this and project our energy, opening up our crown chakra, opening up our heart for the love of humanity and the love of life, and just project out into the universe, into the consciousness, into the places that are dark and wrong, and just send them love. See people that can't keep their guns up anymore. They're too heavy. Their heart is too heavy. Just put down all those weapons. Stop telling people to hurt each other. Leadership. Close your mouth. Stop commanding. Lots of love. Thank you. Thank you. So when Reverend Dr. David was up here talking about those as well, he said one of the other important things for us to do is to make peace with discomfort, because we spend a lot of time avoiding discomfort. And instead of spending all the energy hiding and running and distracting ourselves, let's just pull it out and say, okay, let's put these cards on the table and let me sit here with this so I can be okay with it enough to say no. But if I run from it and hide from it, I can't say no and face it, right? So I'm wasting my energy if I am distracting myself from the pain and suffering. I do subconscious healing for a living, and that's the whole point. When people come to me and they say, I'm so sick of this, I can't even stand. And I say, okay, now you're ready. Let's do some real healing. And then we get to it, and that's where the action happens, cause, activity, effect. So one of the paradoxes of our teaching is we say, change your perception, right? Change your life. But we don't want to look at the ugly stuff in order to change the perception. Now that's a paradox. Very good. Okay, so let's start with Ernest Holmes' statement that he made. To argue is to suppose an opposite, and God has no opposite. We argue to arrive at a correct conclusion. God is already the correct conclusion. So in this teaching, there is no opposite, it's the both and. It's the interchanging of the two realities. So when we look at one reality, we have to look through it to create the next reality or to see the foundation that's already there. Because we're human and we forget, we make lots of mistakes. Anyone else make mistakes on a regular basis? Okay, so we're here to say, hey, I make mistakes, I just want to correct them, let's see what we can do together. We're also looking at looking, seeing, and watching. We look with our eyeballs, we see with our comprehension and our understanding, and we watch to pay attention. So today we're doing our watching. We're trying to watch what's happening here. All right, so I want to know, why is our country in the top 10 wealthiest countries, but we have 9 million children going to bed hungry every day? That's 18% of our children are going to bed hungry. They have a new term for it called food insecurity. That is a... Why are the financial institutions raising the interest rates and raising the price of goods and services, but not raising wages? That is a... When they do these kinds of things, so grocery stores and restaurants still are anticipating customers to come in, right? Because they don't know exactly when these price hikes are coming in. So now what does that create? More waste. They can't, because the customers are like, are they coming, are they not coming? They have all this food to give, the grocery stores, all these produce, and then nobody comes, and now more food is gone and missing, wasted. They can't afford to pay their workers, and they're throwing things out, and it's just really incredible. I wonder how many pounds of food are being wasted. 330 million pounds of food a day. Why do we have hungry children and we're wasting all this food? That is a... And then I want to know, which problems are they really solving with these price increases when these children are going hungry? Are they slowing down the economy by starving more kids? Like, what is that? And then the bottom falls out, right? So people who are wealthy, okay, they can just move some money around. People who are middle class, the dying middle class, right? We're like, we can figure it out, we can work harder, we can spend less. But what about the people who are living month to month? They're trying to feed their 3 children with 2 jobs. They're not even home to raise their children. They can't make ends meet as it is. They still are paying with the same dollars that we're paying with, but they have not enough money. So they can't. The bottom is falling out. What kind of a country are we living in when the bottom is falling out? When they're like, we're trying to help the country by... That is a paradox. Sorry, I took your line. That is a... Okay. So people who need to sell their homes, right? People need to buy homes. But the people who are needing to buy homes, they have to throw their money away at rent, right? Just a dark hole that goes nowhere because they can't buy because of the interest rates. No one can qualify for a loan anymore. The renter gets kicked out because the owners can't afford to make their notes. So short sales are happening. Corporations are buying the little guy out. Did you know that? Corporations are buying buildings, they're buying rental properties. So normal, people, independent entrepreneurs, we're being squeezed out. Like I said, the restaurants. So that's American, like, hey, you can come and build your own world in this country. Not anymore. So that is people can't even find work. And then that ends up hurting their credit scores, so they didn't even qualify for rent. That's another. They have cash to pay, but they don't qualify. Paradox. Okay, we live in a country founded on freedom. Yeah, we're not even there yet, and he's already paradox. I know that one. We give our privacy rights away. Right? People in the Middle East, they can't even show their face. They don't even have an identity. We have freedom. We have lots of freedom. We can speak, right? Freedom of speech, freedom of this, freedom of that. Privacy is one of our freedoms. But we seem to have so much privacy that we give it away. These little cell phone devices, oh my goodness, I'm in a fight with mine. I'm the kind of person, because I'm a realtor, past life, like when you get going on your spiritual path, you can have many lives in one lifetime. So one of my lives, I was a realtor. So I'm used to reading legal documents and so on and so forth. So I'm one of the probably, 5% of the people who actually read the terms and services. Anybody else in here? No. You see what I mean? Not one? Okay, one. Okay. Please read those. Because they say, oh, now I can go into your email account, I can write emails, I can delete emails, I can do anything I want in your email account. Is that okay? So I can give you this little app so you can track something or other? I'm like, oh, no, I don't need that. So the paradox of giving our freedom away, we're doing it. See, they make that, I agree the terms and services so tiny that you're so focused on getting that mouse right that you don't click on and take the time to read the foolishness that's going on, and we're giving our rights and privacy away. Fulton County is giving out 2,000 cameras to post all around our city, so do face recognition. Where'd they get that idea? China. China's a communist country. They don't treat their people respectfully. The land of the free is being the land of the watched, regulated. This is not okay. Mortgages. Do you know the etymology, the root of mortgage? Mort, death. How many people have actually paid their mortgage off and not refinanced a bunch of times? Okay, mortgage is a dead loan. I've paid $68,000 on the financial interest and $25,000 on my actual principal. That is a... How else are we enslaved by this country that is founded on freedom? Our mind, as American, we've been taught and taught and taught. Freedom, 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 freedom. Yay, free, free, freedom, freedom, freedom. So we all think we're following around with freedom, but the actuality of it is, no, we're in slavery. That is the debt we owe. How many people stress about their debt level? Our country is in debt. We owe China, the sleeping bear, lots of money. So much money that if they showed up and said, hey, we're calling you on your note, we would be owned by them. But they don't, because there's other shenanigans going on, and I'm not sure what they are, so we'll just have to wait and see. Did you know that some of our natural resources, our national parks, are not owned by us? We've sold them to other countries, particularly China. That is we're not only owned by our debt, but we're owned by systems. There's so many systems going on right now that it's dizzying. And we spend a lot of time distracting and avoiding so we don't look at these systems. The haves and haves not, right? Climbing the corporate ladder. More, more, more. Work harder, stay later, lead more, sacrifice your more. Families, time with families. 2 house incomes. Who's raising our children? Our teachers, our beautiful, beautiful teachers. Oh, they should be paid more. I've been hearing that since I was a kid. I'm grandma age right now, believe it or not, and they're still not paying our teachers properly. They're not teaching our children, because we think of that one person, right, our child. If you understand the entire generations of children right now are our future adults, those teachers are teaching the next generation, not just our children. We are not paying attention to what is being taught and what is not being taught anymore in our schools. There is an agenda to have children on medication in the next 10 to 15 years. Every child on medication. That's not okay by me. There used to be a triangle, and the base was 80%, and then there was 3 more lines of children with special needs, children with ADHD, children with PTSD, and that those children up there had to be under the health care system and be carefully monitored. Well, now they've pushed out the bottom of that 80%, and they've spread out that top portion, and they want all their children on medicine. But they don't tell you that on social media. They don't tell you that on the news. And then when I was growing up, they said, I thought the news was like a public service. To tell you world events and so on and so forth. No, that's not what the news does. You know what the news does? They're sponsored programming. Who's sponsoring them? Watch the commercials. The drug industries, big pharma. So they stress you out during the news, and then the commercial breaks like, that's okay. Come on, take some medicine and we'll make you feel better. Most of those drugs are for stress. The Medical Association has said, oh, you know what? We figured it out, everybody. The main reason why people have diseases is because of stress. We're like, yeah. The healthcare system is not for bringing us to a state of health. They're for maintaining a state of sickness. Why isn't cancer cured? There are cures for cancer. They get shot down on a regular basis. Do you know how much the cancer industry is making off of people? They're dying and they don't have to. It breaks my heart. I lost another client recently. She has a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old. It's not right. It's just not right. Lots of bad things are happening. So when I teach children about packaging, I say, look, here's a cereal box. See all this? See this cartoon? See these bright colors? This isn't about the cereal. This is advertising. When you look on the side, this little tiny paragraph here, this is what you're buying. So after they get through corn and rice and sugar, they can't read the rest of that stuff. Some of them put vitamins in there, right? But they're all fake, just so they can say they have vitamins in there. So the children are like, oh, well, why are they feeding us all this garbage? I said, because they want to make money off of you. And they're like, but I don't even have money. That's a paradox. Everybody too sad now to even answer? Yes, thank you. Packaging. Buy me, buy me, buy me. Right? The plastic's so hard on that packaging that if you don't have a pair of scissors, you're not going to get to your product. They say, oh, because we don't want people to steal the stuff. They make that plastic so hard to get into. So here it is, lovely packaging. Oh, yeah, I really need this thing. I like this thing. Oh, it's a good price. And guess what happens to that packaging? As soon as you do this and swipe your card, that packaging is now garbage. That packaging is going in the landfill. So 1, oh, yay, yay, yay. 2, psh, garbage. We're buying so much garbage every day and we don't even realize it. Oh, but don't worry, Ursula, there's recycling. How many of us sit with that thing in our hand and look at the bins and say, now, does this count? Does this count? Anybody else like that? We're just wondering, like, what's the right bin? I want to do the right thing. And you put it in the right bin, you're like, I think I got it. How much recycling actually gets recycled? Say it again? I think it's 30%. 9. Less than 10% of recycling actually gets recycled. That is a... Aren't you mad? I'm furious. And then here we have one of my metaphysical teachers from the 1980s. I've read her books, I've listened to her lectures. She's written over 100 books, and she's not really known in our communities. Like, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Why? Because she was a woman. She was right there with Deepak and, what's his name? Wayne Dyer. And right there. And does she get the recognition and the long-standing? No. Why? I think because she's a woman. And she was being outspoken. She wasn't being very feminine and ladylike. Because she's sick of it. She ran for president last term, and she's running for president again, Marianne Williamson. She's so brave. And I think, golly, a spiritual person going into politics? That's... And I think, how the heck is she going to go in and fight those wolves and liars and cheaters and all of that stuff? She's going in with the sword of truth because she stands for truth, just like us, and she knows the truth, so she knows very clearly what's all the darkness is going on, and she's fed up. So she goes in and she's like, yeah, you're a liar because that's not true. She doesn't say you're a liar because she's a spiritual person, but she says that's not true. And she lists out all of the facts and data, all the facts and data, all the facts. Undeniable what she's saying. And the bad guys are like, we don't know how to play this game. Because they fight each other, right? They're one-upping one another. She just lays it out, says, there you go. And they don't know what to do with that. She herself going into that arena is definitely a... She's known by a quote that she did a speech for Mandela. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. The number of people who are marginalized is increasing, but they're still on the outside. That is a discrimination and rejection because of gender, sexual orientation, physical, mental, and emotional disabilities. Indigenous, race, ethnicity, they're increasing in number. We're becoming more aware of them, but nothing is changing. Policies aren't changing. Our treatment of them are not changing. And this has been going on since the days of Martin Luther King, and we still don't have cultural embracement across, right? We do in our community, and we need to continue to do that. I continue to make mistakes in that area, and I continue to try and work to be a better citizen of the world, to be with people making a better life. Our elders, the ones who have lived through different times and crises and wars, they have the most knowledge. They have had time now to sit and figure it out and be like, all right, I know what's important, I know what's not important. And they have accumulated wisdom from their life event. Are we paying attention to our elders? Are they forgotten? People barely call them. They're not out in public. Here they are, they have the most wisdom, the most resources of knowledge and understanding of what is our human plight, and we ignore them. That is it takes 3 generations to erase our history. Because we used to tell stories before social media and TV and movies and all of that. We'd sit around and they'd tell the same story over and over and over again. We're like, oh, please, not again. But now we're craving those stories because we don't know who we are, because we don't know where we came from, we don't know our ancestors, we don't know our cultural history. We don't have an identity to stand up for that identity and to speak from that. No, I'm of this kind of culture and I don't stand for this, or I support this. I won't tolerate this. This is my favorite food. But none of those stories are being conveyed. I'm a part of the Gen X. And my attitude, my cultural attitude, is not my problem. That is So let's take a look now at what we can do about this. The addictions, the problems that we all face inside, the not wanting to deal with these problems. It is our responsibility. It is our privilege to be awake and alive in this time period, to be drawn to this teaching and to say, I want to make a difference. I've been born at this time to make a difference. And I want the part of my brain that says, take the lazy way out, to be like, no, I'm going to disengage you, and I'm going to put my survival part of my brain in gear and say, where can I serve? How can I show up? Thank you. Thank you. And one, we've been trained to say, how can I make a difference? I'm only one little person. I can make a difference. And you can make it, and you can. And when we're all together, we can make a bigger difference. It only takes 3% to make a shift in the whole. We have to get present. We have to speak up. If I say something, if I'm in an environment and something's going down and it's not okay, and I think, oh, it's none of your business, and these aren't your family, and no, and I say, I have given myself permission. They're in my environment, I'm going to say something. Young man, what did you just say to that girl? And excuse me, do you mind your language, please? Just little things, but it tells the darkness, I'm not tolerating you here. I'm going to put the candle on, and I'm going to walk wherever I go with my light on. I need all of us to do that. I'm asking you. I'm up here and I'm begging you. Do the right thing. Say the right thing. Believe in yourself. Uplift others. We have no idea what's going on with other people. We're all struggling. Those of us who are empathic, we can feel the darkness of the world. We have to be the brighter one. They can't win. We have to be in the timeless truth of our being and say, that's enough. I'm not doing this. This world is in a change cycle, and we know the end result because the light always wins. In my work, sometimes I'm facing darkness, and I'm not afraid. Because I'm like, you know what, darkness? You've been fooled. You've been duped. Under all of that, there's still a little spark in there. I see that spark in you. You've been fooled to think that you're no good and this and that and evil's more fun and blah, blah, blah. No, I see the truth in you. So we can say that to ourselves and we can say that to all the bad guys in the world. So let's do a little spiritual mind treatment here together, knowing that love is the one and only true reality. Love can't die. Love can't be killed. Love can't be shrunk. It is on purpose, and we are on purpose. Love itself is beating our hearts and breathing our lungs. I am that love. You are that love. We can't help it. We can distract ourselves. But I'm asking us, please pay attention. Please watch for the love. Please be the love. It's necessary. The world needs us now more than ever. I'm awake to this love. I am this love. I see with this love. I speak with this love. I show up wherever I'm going as this love. So grateful. So fill our heart with gratitude to know the truth, to speak the truth. Say that's enough. Not in my house. Not in my presence. I'm bringing grace. I'm bringing love. I'm bringing ease. And with that, we release this into the consciousness in full faith. So be it. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Ursula. Whew, here's some truth. Thank you. Thank you for speaking. So we come to our time for grateful giving. And what I know about Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta, we're a member of Centers for Spiritual Living. The entire organization, and particularly our organization here in Atlanta, our mission and vision is a world that works for everyone. A world that works for everyone, right? Just that message is that people cannot be held down. And so your gifts of your time, your attention, your consciousness, your financial gifts, that keeps this organization flowing, and we are so grateful. We're grateful to our pledgers. We are grateful to those who give on a daily basis, and so thank you. Thank you. There are many ways to give. You can text any amount to this phone number on your screen, SLCA.com. You'll see donations. We've got a Breeze system. Put your name into Breeze, yeah? That way you've got everybody, you have everybody's phone numbers at your fingertips. SLCA.com. Become a member. Get on Breeze. You can call any member in this organization as well. So you can put your donation through there. Update your credit card, anything you need to do, okay? So we are so grateful for your gift of time today. We're grateful for your financial gifts, and we are grateful for this organization. And thank you again, Reverend Ursula, for speaking today. We're so grateful that you are a member of our organization and our community. So let's do our affirmation for grateful giving together, and this is about that future, this consciousness of knowing your prosperity and our organization's prosperity. Let's do it together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
Hello, all you enlightened people. If there's anybody who could give us the lowdown like that, I'm glad it was Reverend Ursula. I've got some announcements. I'm Mally Lapete, and my pronouns are she and her, and I gladly serve on the creative arts team here at SLCA. For those of you who want to know more about our center or how to become a member, please connect, and a welcome team member after the service in the lobby will help you out. If this is your first time at SLCA, well, you got an earful. Please stand or raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Oh, hi, thank you. A welcome team member is going to come and give you a welcome card. If you could take a moment to fill that out and return the additional card, a welcome ambassador in the lobby will inform you. And welcome, you belong. We have so many great opportunities to connect, grow, serve, and give here at SLCA. For more information about today's announcements and other opportunities, scan the QR code found on your monitor. After you enjoy our salad bar today down in the fellowship hall, plan to stay for our 5 p.m. experience, where Haji will take you on a journey of meditative and healing sound in the sanctuary right here. Bring your personal intentions and affirmations to share together, creating a unique journey for healing. Although we welcome everyone, we suggest a $25 love offering to Haji. And he'll have a sign-up sheet in the fellowship hall where you can list your communication emails, your contact info for him. Save the date, SLCA and UUCA joining together for a special Halloween party on Friday, October 27th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. CJ, the DJ, will be rocking the tunes for a dance party for a beautiful evening. We will enjoy a haunted forest, wow, a photo booth, and a costume party. You gotta come. We are also busy working on some other special surprises for the evening. For those who like to bake, there will even be an opportunity to make special Halloween cookies. We're looking forward to having a spooktacular time. It's written right here. Will all practitioners who are available for prayer this afternoon please make yourselves known in person and in the online chat now to be recognized. Oh, thank you, Diane. We welcome each of you in need of prayer to remain in this room or reach out to a practitioner online for one-on-one prayer with a licensed practitioner. In-person practitioners will be sitting in chairs on that side of the sanctuary following the service today. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to visiting with you after the service in the social hall for food and fellowship. You belong.
I invite you to stand with me if it feels comfortable to do so. Let's close out our service with a song. How about that? We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. Let's take it up. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We see a world that works for everyone. Yes, we do. We see a world that works for everyone. Everyone. So it is. Have a great weekend, everybody.